Hi guys, welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 24th of February 2021. Welcome back. Going to do a quick rundown of all the usual suspects, and then I'll just quickly go over the trade that I did on the Euro USD. So if you remember in yesterday's episode, I had a pending order open. It actually panned out nicely, but because I was watching the markets, and I wasn't going to be around. Basically this morning the order wasn't wasn't tagged, and then I was watching the market. Euro was being quite lethargic, wasn't really moving around, and because I wasn't going to be around at that point to continue watching Euro, I cancelled the order. Then I waited, and then we had this really nice drop, as you can see here, and it's come all the way down to 121 sort of 90, and then I kind of picked it up around about I think it was 120, where are we, 121.22, and I exited at 121.29. Only a very small amount, nothing major, because again it's been quite lethargic. It's not really pushing the way that I want it to push, but in the end you currently have no outstanding bets or positions. Yes, I know this. This is why I'm trying to go back to Euro. But you can see, and I haven't finished with Euro USD just yet, because as you can see on the daily, this has responded absolutely beautifully and exactly as I wanted it to. It just means that I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow now to get that last portion going into this level up here. Okay, so when you have, and this is effectively the lesson for today, when you have a situation, and this is from experience, this is when you have a situation where you have an order, okay, it's pending, I went to sleep, woke up this morning, orders just kind of sat there, there is still the element of me watching the market. Yes, I've got a limit order out there, yes, I'm familiar with this pair, but it doesn't mean that I'm just going to haphazardly leave the order, because for me, I'm so engaged in the market that I can't, if I see something, then I will react to it. I'm so used to doing that as a scalper for so many years, and having spent so much time being so close to the market when I used to read time in sales, when I used to read level 2, when I used to trade stocks and specialize in QCOM, and specialize in one or two pairs, when I transitioned over to Forex. Because I've spent so much time and so many years doing that, when I see small nuances in the market, I react very, very quickly to that. I am not able to just open a position, leave it, and just let it do its thing. Yeah, and for me, watching Euro USD, it's not giving me what I want to see straight away. Yeah, most pairs don't do that anyway, but I just don't have the patience to sit through all of that. Yeah, so I'll just wait till tomorrow. That's absolutely fine. So as you can see, we've had this really nice price response. So what do I want to see now going forward? We know where the level is. It's up here, right? We've got that level over here, okay, which is very close to the, this purple box was here. That's the daily level. That's where I believe strongly that price is going to go. Euro's slowing down ever so slightly, but it's a USD thing. It's got nothing to do with the euro, because the Euro JPY is ripping. Some of the other euro pairs are, doing well. This is a dollar problem. It's got nothing to do with the euro. The euro is still very, very strong. So the last final push, okay, is going to be based on what the dollar's doing, and you can see that euro is holding quite nicely. That drop for me, okay, is not an issue. This drop here isn't a big deal for me. So what I want to see now is I want to see euro up here. I want to see this negated, okay? I don't want to see euro, and this is effectively where the line in the sand is going to be now for me, okay? I don't want to see euro coming up into this area here, all right? And we'll put it here. I don't want to see euro coming up into this area now and then responding from this point and then coming lower again. If it does that, for me, it's a done deal. I'm not interested, okay? So I'm going to monitor it. I really need to see it above this line convincingly, and then that last portion going into the level up here. So it's going to be roughly here. Okay, I'm going to want that last portion just there is around about 35 pips plus sweep, so maybe 40 pips. I only want 30 pips, 20 to 30 pips. I'm happy with that. So I'll keep an eye on this tomorrow. If I get it, then obviously I'll Oh, sorry, that's just the door. If I get it, then obviously I'll take the trade, I'll record it, I'll do the usual stuff, and then I'll post that online as normal. The pound USD, again, I mean, what can I say, guys? I mean, that's picture perfect, really. Yeah. Like I wasn't around to see this, in terms of actually taking the trade or doing anything with this in terms of a fade. But if we just drop down to the hourly, we can see that last final pop into this level. Okay, not an easy trade to take, to be fair. And I'll have to drop down to the 15 just to show you something. Not that last bit right here. You don't know that price is going to run straight through it all. Okay, but that last final push, okay, and then that ease off, and then that secondary pop just here. Okay, and I'm gonna try to word this in a way where I will give you what to look for, and then if you want to do it yourself, and kind of take away the nugget that I'm trying to give you without telling you, because trust me, if you see it, it's just so much more powerful and it will stick. Then you can go off and do the study yourself. This area that I've been talking about for episode after episode after episode, way before it happened, as it was driving up into that area, I was explaining what I wanted to see. Price comes all the way up into this area, then you get that last final while it's here, and I was saying it's got really lethargic, wasn't really interested in it, it was slowing down, and I was saying it doesn't bode well for the fade. If you remember, when I was on the hourly here, I was saying it doesn't bode well for the fade. When it dipped down here, it took out this, and then it turned and it popped just there. And I said that in yesterday's episode. It didn't bode well for the fade, and then today, boom, yeah, you get that explosive move, and it just literally rips through all the liquidity and picks everything up. Okay, and then you get the secondary drop right here where I was showing you on the 15-minute chart. Yeah. So just here, this is the dead giveaway. So we've run through all of the liquidity. So think about it like this. So from here to here, we've measured all of the available liquidity. Yeah. And some of you might be thinking, well, how do you know that's all of the available liquidity? There's so many things. I can't explain it all. I mean, it's just going to take so much time. You just keep watching the episodes. Trust me, it will all meld together. Because the more you watch me talk about this stuff, the more it's going to make sense, okay? But this is the available liquidity, and it's all been scooped up. So all of that sole liquidity has basically been scooped up. So there's no need now for price to continue going higher to pick up more liquidity. It's done. It's finished, yeah? Take this, yeah? This is a 15-minute chart. Take this tail right here and take a look at that tail on a 5-minute chart and see where this point right here stopped in there, right? And I'll let you guys do the study on your own, right? So right there. So where it stopped right here, go and take a look inside this tail on a 5-minute chart and see where it stopped. Yeah, I haven't looked at it. I don't need to look at it. I'm just telling you guys to go and do it and see where it stopped right here. It drops, and I'm not saying this is where you would take the trade. Just go and take a look and see where it stopped. And then it drops this messiness right here, and then the drop right here. Right here, okay, is where you would, probably one of the easiest trades you're ever going to take just there, yeah? To take out this low and then to eat into this imbalance over here. And all of this is great, fine, whatever, but there's more than enough movement in there to take a nice little trade and move on with your day. Yeah, so that's the pound USD, and there's a lot of information I've just thrown at you there. You might need to kind of go over that again, but there's a lot of information there. The pound Japanese yen, very close. It is just about, man, just about. This is the weekly chart, guys. I need to find. I mean, obviously it's tagged it now. So you're talking. It's just tagged it. It did hit the 150. Did it nicely. And again, as I explained, I wanted to see that last final push, and it did it nicely. You can take this off for now because we've got the line up here. Tomorrow is Thursday, so again, last final push up there. We're effectively seeing the same thing that we just saw. Let me break this down on the 15-minute chart. So you've got that last final push scooped up, and it's the problem with this one is it hasn't taken all available liquidity. At a secondary pass, and then you see look what it's done here, guys. It runs up, takes out the highs, picks up liquidity, drops. Okay, and it did it very aggressively. Yeah, so it's reaching for liquidity very, very fast. It's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Found it. Then it drops. Comes up a second time. Yeah, you want to do the same study? Do the same study. Yeah, drop down to a 5-minute chart, see where it stopped. But then look at this. It goes all the way up and it takes out. Yeah, and you really want to get deep into price. It takes out this high, takes out these highs and this high here, okay, and then do the same study again. See where this one stopped and then see where this one stopped, and see if you find anything interesting there on the 5-minute chart. If you need to drop down to the 1 minute, drop down to the 1 minute. Then it drops, leaves all this intact, drops again, takes it all out, comes up, drops, leaves it intact, comes up, takes out the highs, drops, okay, drops again, takes out the low. So you see what it's doing. Yeah, and it actually even came as low as and took this out as well. So yeah, this is probably going to drop as far as I'm concerned. And do you know what? Just what we got, 2.5. Just as a little study, guys. And I'll do this live with you now, just as a little study. Okay, and these are all study trades. We'll do the lowest that we can do. So I'll just put 0.1 and see what it comes up with. So 0.3. We'll do a stop loss at 149.66. Alright, so I'm going to do this study with you live. 149.66. Okay, so that's fine. Risking £6.80 or £6.6. I'm in no rush to open this, so I can just leave it to settle a little bit. And I will put a target. I'll put the target at 149.10. Okay, so 149.10. Right. Drop. Let me just drop down to a 5 minutes. I want to see something before I open this trade. Where does 149.10 show up? Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, let's just wait. It's going to wait a little bit. I'm going to come back to this one. We'll put this back on the 15-minute chart. Just scooped up liquidity. Okay, so we'll leave that one for a second. Okay. So, and I'm watching it here, so that's fine. I know exactly what the chart looks like, so that's fine. The pound Aussie dollar. Again, I mean, look, you can see that it's pushing up there, and you can see, you know, the strength of the pound and the strength of the Aussie dollar has effectively just got this sat doing nothing. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, go and look at the Aussie dollar pairs and see what's going on with those. But you can see it's kind of popped up there and then it's dropped again. This is the weekly chart, so it's just not really doing much until we see some real nice push. There's not really a great deal happening. USD Japanese yen, again, a little bit of a pop. You know, is it worth doing anything with this? Absolutely not. USD CAD, as expected. Let's go over to the daily. And as I was saying, guys, and to be honest, it's panned out absolutely beautifully. What was I saying? What I would like to see is I'd like to see price come up, take out some of these highs, and then reverse. But it didn't do it the way that I wanted to see it. And if it just starts to bleed lower as it's doing, then I'm just not interested in doing anything with this. But you can see that it is nicely moving towards that target down here, which is the weekly target, which I will go to. So you can see that there. And again, all panned out exactly as foretold and explained. Went through the analysis on this many times, you know, over and over again. but just not set up the way that I like it. So it is what it is. But again, awesome study. So much to learn from these videos and from this, these chats and everything that we do. Gold, obviously, we've gone through this, but continuing to watch. Silver, not a great deal happening with silver. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, but it's not really moving. And then obviously the Euro Japanese yen, which I was going to do a small chat about this today, but we've kind of exhausted the video a little bit. But it's grinding up towards that target up here. I will probably do a little something on this at some point, because I think it's important to revisit this. And I was talking about order flows on the hourly. We've got quite a bit of information on the hourly chart now, so it might be nice to kind of go through this. You can see right here, there's your dead giveaway as it's come back up now, and it's cleared this, negated all of this. Price came down, it takes out all of these lows, it's kind of not really doing much, and then you get that nice little pop, takes out these highs, and we already know that we've got a higher target on a higher time frame that's grinding higher, doing its thing. I'm going to place that order now, so that's fine. So now we are in pound Japanese yen. Okay, so I'm just going to let that order do its thing. And it doesn't matter whether I get stopped out or whether it goes to target. Obviously, I'm in the trade because I believe it's going lower, so I'm just going to let that do its thing. But going back to the Euro Japanese yen, sorry, I'll update you on the pound Japanese yen trade tomorrow when I do the next video, next episode. But going back to the Euro Japanese yen, we've got that higher time frame target, which is in control. Yeah, this is what's important to understand. This higher time frame target up here, this is in control. Yeah, so when we get these drops, these things that happen on these lower time frames, they don't scare us. Yeah, this is the whole point. This is what I've been trying to get people to understand for many years. When you see this pops out of this consolidation, then it comes back, and it's this is enough to put people off and say, no, I'm going to leave this alone. I'm scared of this. I'm not going to touch it. But you want to avoid that. Stick to the higher time frames, because that's where the money is. That's where the real money is, on the higher time frames. Okay. So I will go over this, but this is where it's at. This is this was the giveaway. Negating this, meandering around, a nice little pop just here, and this is effectively where it would have been a perfect opportunity to take that entry into what is going to be, as far as I'm concerned, a nice little drive into this area up here. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that, guys, and I'll just go over to the pound Japanese yen, and obviously we're expecting price to come down here now to rebalance some of this, and for all the reasons I explained. And I'll do an update on this tomorrow, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys, so I'm sorry the video was kind of drawn out a little bit, but I'll endeavor to do slightly shorter videos. I know a lot of you find a lot of value in the stuff that I do, and the things that I go through, so I really appreciate the feedback that you guys are giving me, and I really appreciate the comments as well. I know some of you comment. I do try to get to those as quickly as I can. There's not many, but when people comment on the videos, I see it. Obviously it pops up on my phone, so I try to respond to those quickly. So thank you for that as well, and I look forward to speaking to you guys tomorrow. Take care.